or like a thank you donut kind of thing.
What do you mean by thank you donut?
Thank you. Actually, we made a thank you donut.
Okay, a donut that you sent out.
Donut, and so we put the donut in and then thank you note on that, along with our chicken. And that was way of we saying thank you. And then after 1 week, my franchisees were actually sending me these old photos of like a post-it. There's memos on the door. There's a lot of thanking emails keep coming in from actually the communities surrounding us. As small as thank you for opening, and then like a thank you for your thank you donut. That made me smile today. Like all these personal memos were coming back, and when I see those echoes that we never intended, we thought that okay, we are making something good here. More than we thought we could. Yeah.
I'd love to know just a little bit more on the donut story. What was it that really drove your decision to send the donut and thank you letter as well? If it wasn't for something else, obviously you got all these thank you letters and you mightn't have been expecting that. But what was it that really? Was it purely and simply thank you? I feel like there's got to be some sort of commercial decision because it's not free to make those donuts and send them out.
True. Well, commercial decisions are always very important, obviously, because every dollar counts. And in hospitality, that's how we make the money, right? So it's not like we are selling some technology that has got a lot of value attached to it. It's really hospitality we are selling. So, but if you think about it, I just said it, we are actually selling our hospitality. So in a very hard time, where all of our staff and franchisees, everybody is stressed, what we thought that our customer must be very stressed too, right? And they couldn't really go out, and then maybe this is the apart from those video calls and or other technology-driven communication tool, maybe they can't really see people. What we thought is okay. Well, we are selling hospitality. I think this is perfect timing to actually show our hospitality. So. I thought that it could be something that foundationally we have to do, but also it's really matching with my brand decision because I want them to think of there's somebody else appreciating you too. Just simply even buying a product, there is a communication connection that is coming with you.
It kind of leads me to ask a little bit more around the cultural differences and how you have to westernize some of the cuisine to approach the Australian palate. Can you talk me through how that process goes? How do you actually find that balance?
So I think I can share the story of how we made the potato heaven. That's how we did it anyway. When it comes, authenticity is very important, obviously. So we do that for most of our major product because I want them to feel that that's actually Korean too, as feel the cultural difference, but something good, right? But also the general essence is also very important. So fried chicken, Korean fried chicken it's a fried chicken. It's got very special Korean sauces, and the batter is thinner. There's a lot of characteristic to it, but at the end of the day, it's a fried chicken. So people understand it better, and then they try it more because they understand it. Then they feel, oh, this is a bit different.
There's obviously a very large fried chicken brand that everyone knows
that
you're different to because it's a very different culture that it comes from, right?
Yes.
So
yeah. So, but when it comes to other Korean dishes, now is a lot more acceptable. So kimchi is a lot more acceptable. Some other our pancakes are very well known because culturally they have more access to those cultural channels. But when we started, obviously kimchi was not that popular, and a lot of people didn't know what kimchi is, for example. Our potato products too. So we had to create something that can be acceptable first, because if you don't even dare to taste, then you don't know that taste, right? So our mission was, how can we deliver something Korean but easier for general Australian to just taste first. After that, if they like it, great. If they don't like it, it's really personal choice. So, but I wanted to open the door for that. So what we actually do is, okay, let's create something unique, but also very easy to just grab. So if that's potato, there's no hesitation. It's a potato. Okay. If that's different sauce, yes, but they will actually taste it first and then say, oh, this sauce is different. So I didn't want to create the potato pancake that Korean do, but something very acceptable in here first. Then on the top, I wanted to give them some our taste, for example. So we made a salsa sauce. Everybody knows salsa sauce, but we made a kimchi salsa sauce.
Right.
Something like that.
So it sounds to me like when you're coming up with these ideas or working with the team to come up with these ideas, you're starting from a place of, because there's two ways you could do it to find a middle ground. It's going from the traditional cuisine and trying to make it approachable in the market with the, with the demographic that you're marketing to, versus what it sounds like you might do, which is looking at an existing product or something that's already out there in the market and introducing components from the traditional cuisine.
I think our fusion, we call it light menu, are exactly the one that you just explained, that we actually think about the market first and then we bring it here. When it comes to our core product, we actually started from Korean side of it and then brought it a bit. But some actually just stayed there because, recreation is good, but sometimes having original is really good too. So we had to make the choice. This is matter of decision-making choice, I reckon. You can actually shape anything. There's no wrong or right way. But if you are coming from here, do we keep the authenticity and then keep the original taste? Well, yes, we can. Some of our menus has been staying there because we think that that's more important. Someone we actually made it a bit more taste a bit more acceptable. Some we developed from the market-driven decision. So our menus are a combination of those, not just one way or the other.
Because we've talked about you starting the business, and it's a great story. I'm interested in the bridging that little gap there, where we kind of crossed from the idea and starting to build the idea, and then you started talking about feedback that you were getting from the people running each of the businesses. Tell me more about the process in launching the brand as well. So how did you actually launch the business? How did you decide that was going to be best as well? And you've obviously got a few business partners, like two chefs and another person from a commercial background. Talk me through how you navigate with multiple business partners and launching a brand in the food market.
Well, I'm not really sure how other people answer that question, but I'll be just very, very bluntly honest, right?
Please. That's the only thing I ask. Please be honest.
There's no metrics for it, to be honest, that I believe. Well, somebody may have a great idea and strategize it and then make the plan on every single thing and get that through and make it successful. Yes, that can be one of the way, but that's not the only way, right? So to me, honestly, what we were doing is that, okay, we'll think hard enough to make the decision on direction, but core is not the brilliant idea and the plan. We'll listen more, we'll read more, we'll talk more. And then the essence is once we plan, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So what we decided to is, my belief is this. There's no such a great plan. But you can have ordinary plan and then make them great. Okay?
Okay.
If you work very hard on it, and then if you do best of that, and then that ordinary plan can be great plan because you are making it happen, right? So,
what's the difference? What's the difference there? Working hard?
No, I think it's execution.
Execution.
Yes, execution.
How you execute, or the the enthusiasm or passion behind the execution?
Execution in every single sense. So how you do it, but you have to get it done. You have to, if you can get it done smart, that's even better. All right? But the very core truth is you have to get it done. Okay. If you don't get it done, you can plan the world's best strategy ever, but halfway through, you didn't get it done. So execution has to be get it done. So I always tell my team and my business partners, I always say, you know what? Make it happen. Get it done. All right? Just plan that got done is way better plan than world best analyst and the consultant made that plan, not executed. Okay? This is better plan because we got it done.
How do you know where to step when you don't have data, you don't have information in that world, in that area? Maybe you have capabilities in that area, but you don't know where you should actually be moving. For example, new menu items, doing R&D for other things, or opening new venues. A question that I have that I've asked a few times, to not to you in other interviews, is how people decide in whether it's QSR or even just an on-premise venue, how they decide what sort of foot traffic they might get in that area. I'm interested to know how you decide these sorts of very complicated things with the data that you have available.
If I don't have a data and I have to make a decision, if that's complicated, I always start from something simple because that's something I can control, right? And if I don't have a data and I have to do something, the first thing I do is I make the data first. It's a very simple thing. I make the data. How? By having consultation or by go out and research it. That time will be very, very valuable time that I learned from my past corporations work that saves huge time and huge resources, monetary values. You have to make the data first if you don't have one. Or if you think that you are lacking data, then you have to supplement those data by making data. All right? But making data doesn't mean that I go to the fortune teller and then make the data there.
Yeah.
Of course, the data has relative, and then you have to really, in Korean phrase, we say you have to sell your foot, which means you have to go around, buy your foot.
Sell your foot.
Experience that.
Okay.
Yeah, our expression is very funny that we say we have to sell our foot, which means you have to go around by yourself and you have to experience that. You have to really walk around. So we did that. If location-wise, if I don't have a data and I don't know where to go, first thing I do is make the data. But by how? Sometimes I go out and then have a look at the actual town and the street and then sit down there and count everything. That's one way, and then that's very good qualitative way. Okay, we start with the data first, and then is there any data available before I even make one? Can I buy it, or can I listen to some expert? Can I listen to local? Can I have a consultation? All of this channel is available out there in modern commercial world. Access it, and then make your data, and then bring that into your plan. Does it fit or not? Then you make the decision on it. So that's how I did. Even in launching the new menu. Is it gonna work? I don't know. Where do I start? Well, it has to be tasty first. To whom? To me first. Why? I'm selling it. I can't sell something it's not tasty to me. So that's the first thing. If I'm not confident, I can't sell. So it has to taste for me first. Then to whom? To my customers. Let's test. Oh, they like it. Good. New one. New one is the one that I want to attract. Go out there and then taste. They taste good and then they like it. Good. Right. I'm ticking off my boxes. So which means my data is refining and growing. Then we bring it back and okay, well, let's do this menu, but at what price? Okay, I don't have a price point. Let's make the data.
Jun, I'd love to know ultimately what success looks like for you and your business.
My dream of my brand is quite simple. That I wanna persist creating a system where it can bring more sales by reducing more cost, so that my franchisees, along with me, because I don't want to exclude in there, is enjoying the commercial benefits, which is can be good profits and good business. And I want them to come back to me and buy more. All right? And then I grow with them again. So I want to, well, it doesn't mean that I don't want to invite somebody new, but it's always welcome because I learn from them all the time too. But by having very healthy system, I think I want to grow very well. Somebody will say organically, but grow more. At the end of the day, I want to have a conversation with my franchisees. Oh, you know that time. Remember, your store performance was huddling, and then we had a lot of this passionate talk and stuff. And now finally, you have a 3-4 stores with me, and then we laugh about it. I want to build that because when I build this, then my brand will not be just my brand. I want to be a brand owner with brand owners, right? And then at the end of the day, we get together and then we grow together. I think then my brand will persist and grow way more for longer period of time, rather than you see all the expansion, all of a sudden 150 stores, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, where did it go?
And then trying to wrangle in how to control everything.
Yeah.
So much more difficult. I think that's my opinion, but I've not done it. But I get the impression that it would be very hard to try to rein in a bunch of different problems than growing organically, as you've described.